Hi, this is Johnny Shannon from Geospatial Insight, and I come to you with some news, and that is that ERDAS IMAGINE 2023 Update 1 has been released recently, within the last week, and it is available to download from the licensing portal. I'd just like to show you a couple of little things that have caught my eye in this release. Here we got some Sentinel data over the south of England. Let's bring up a spatial model and get that into there. So there's always been index available, or we've always been able to do NDVI. We've got this handy index operator now, where we can just pump the raster in, we can select what sensor we're using, and we can select the index. And NDVI, of course, everyone's favorite index, is there. And click OK. But we also have now a new index available within this operator, and that is the NDRE. And so this is using a ratio of near infrared and the red edge bands, if they're available. And of course they are with Sentinel. And the advantage of red edge gives you a little bit more data, of course, but also it's not so affected by the top of the canopy, and so it gets a little bit more penetration into vegetation and enables you to measure or get an indication of chlorophyll levels a little bit lower down. So if you've got dense vegetation or late stage crops, then NDRE is a useful index to use. Let's put all this together. Actually, let's first of all do a little preview, shall we? Let's get the original data in there first. Add a port. Look at NDRE. Add another port. And look at the NDVI. I'll just close that window there so we've got a bit more space, and click on preview. Okay, let's just swipe between NDVI and NDRE, and you can see they're fairly similar, but there's a few little changes between the two. We can show this a little bit more clearly if we create a composite, 3-color composite. So let's add a port in there. We can have NDVI in red, NDRE in green, and let's just take the near infrared band as well. And we can add a port in as well. So another preview. That's what's great about the 2D preview there. And here we are. And so, well, we can talk about whether this band combination or this this composite is particularly useful or not, but it certainly highlights the differences between NDVI and NDRE, and does allow you to pick out a little bit for more information visually, but more importantly, if you're looking into classifications, then the NDRE can be very useful indeed. One other thing of the preview, while we have it here, it can now accept data that's not a true vector layer. So if we look for footprint, previously we weren't able to preview this, but now we can. And so if we just go straight there, we don't have to convert that to a raster layer, a feature layer, sorry. We can go straight from footprint into here, and that previews nicely. And if we zoom out, then there we go, there's the footprint of the data. One other thing that's new in this update, we got a tabular preview. Previously we've in 2021 we introduced 3D previews, chart previews, web previews. Now we have tabular preview. I've only got one thing in this model that's useful for that, or that can be used with that, and that is the attribute data from the original input. But here we got the histogram coming up as a preview, and we have a tabular preview tab up here as well, and so we can switch bands. and we have a lot of the table features that are available outside the preview as well, which is really neat. There's a lot more in this update. If we have a quick look at some of the new technology, then as is always the way, there's a lot of update with either new operators or updated operators or new functionality for operators within this update. And some one or two other things. So format support, we updated that. But another key thing is that, of course, there's a lot of issues resolved, a lot of bugs that have been squished. The ones highlighted in yellow are ones that we've played a direct role in, either identifying that ourselves here at GSI or having you guys tell us about them, and going back to Hexagon. And so these are some of the ones that have been fixed. And it's always good to see that they're working hard getting rid of bugs that are affecting our workflows. For that reason alone, I can suggest that, or even urge you, if you're using Imagine, to update to this latest release, because it's always good to have that. And if you come to us with an issue, then that's what we'll advise. Anyway, hope that's been useful. If there's any questions on that, then do feel free to email us at support@geospatial-insight.com. But that's all from me for now.